Okay, so we're sort of back to our trend analysis. Remember that the actual is equal to the trend plus the seasonal. And remember, I mean, again, the trend is what we can extrapolate on, and the actuals live around that trend, right? That's the point. So it says here you have this information over 4 months. The underlying This is the key point here. The underlying cost does not change during the period May to August. The change is purely due to seasonal variations. So this is what actually happens in May, and we have a seasonal variation of 200. Now remember that the actual, which is this relationship. So there's a trend, and then um, it costs more. The actual thing is more than the trend because there might be just this excessive demand. So let me just insert these numbers in. I'm just repeating these numbers in here. 700, 800. So what it's saying is that normally this is 1,000. Normally it's something, but the difference is there's a 200 pound difference. So the trend is 800, but there's an extra seasonal demand of 200, which makes us actually pay 1,000 for it. The same principle applies here. It must be 800 because we're paying an extra 100 to actually pay 900. Here again, for some reason, no one wants it, so that we see a fall of 100. It's telling us the changes are purely seasonal, and here we don't see any change. So that's the trend of 800 feeding through the period. Then it says that indications are that the underlying cost for the period will be 850. So the change pretty much is saying it's going from 800 to 850. So we have a 50 pound increase, of course, on the 800. Of course, so the 50 divided by the 800 times 100% is 6.25. 6.25%. So I multiply this by 100% and I'll have 6.25%. Yeah, 6.25%. And that's where we are with that. There's a second bit to this question. I'll just dig that up. When I say a second bit, because I couldn't cut the page. Yeah, it's this one here. Let me just snippet this out. Oops. All right. I don't really need that. I know it's 6.25%. I'll just save it quickly. Save it as 1. It's fine. Get rid of that. And then I can, well, I could have just done this on here, couldn't I? Doesn't matter. I'm snipping it out anyway. Here we are. Just take that out. Right. So calculate using the underlying given above. So we now know what the trend is. Wait, where's my pen? So we have a trend here. The trend now, I believe it was 850, wasn't it? I think it was. Was it? Yes, it was. Yes. It says the underlying trend is going to be 850. So we now go 850, 850, 850, and 850. And it says use the seasonal variations as you had in the other one. So we're going to assume the same seasonal variations, of course, here. So there's going to be an extra demand of 200. There's going to be an extra demand of 100. There's going to be a fall in demand, and then you have 0 here. So you're going to have here 1050. You're going to have 950. You'll have 750, and you'll have 850. And that's how you deal with that. Okay, great stuff. That's that question done.